I swear to God, it's like we're not even trying anymore. So today some guy recommended me Studlands, which is a game that in its own description is inspired by Voxlblade. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the person who recommended this to me saw my Voxlblade video. I have to assume that they did, and if they had, I would have to assume that they would know that I wasn't a huge fan of that game. So recommending me a game that's directly inspired by that one, well, at that point, you would hopefully come to the conclusion that the game was inspired by it, but was significantly better, right? Right? Oh, f***ing wrong. This is a pile of dog shit. Is this the first total piece of shit game in 2025? I think it might be, because, yeah, this ain't it, Chief. I guess we'll try to scrape the bottom of the barrel for positives when it comes to this game. It's not a wiki game, so that's good, right? There's a big old list of all the stuff in the game. There's a book that you get right from the start that basically lists all the things that would normally be on a wiki. That's great. There's a tutorial that, while a little bit obtuse in the fact that you have to talk to the same NPC and pick 2 different dialogue options to get, I'm not entirely sure why this wasn't all just in one dialogue path, but whatever. Anyways, the point is that the tutorial isn't bad. And that's where it stops. And that's that. Now we fail. Because this game is heavily inspired by Voxlblade, you would probably be completely unsurprised to hear that this game is a level lock game. In fact, I would go as far to say that this is the level lock game. Congratulations, premier level lock game of 2025. You did it. The bar is set astronomically high now because this sucks. It feels like they level locked everything, except for the stuff that maybe it would make sense to level lock, but then it's just more of a kick in the balls. All right, offense number 1. Do you want to fast travel? Does that sound fun or entertaining to you? Well, too bad, because you can't until you get to level 10. Now, you might be asking yourself, hey, Eclipse, why would they lock this behind level 10? You know, what's the developer reasoning behind? There isn't any. I guarantee you there isn't any. They're just stupid over there. Seriously, there's no conceivable reason why you would lock fast travel behind a level lock. None. And you know what this causes? It means that if you end up dying anywhere on the map, even if you've unlocked the fast travel points, which you can, by the way, you can unlock the fast travel points, but you can't use them. So if you go somewhere and you die, where do you think it puts you? If you guessed all the way back at the very beginning, you'd be right. What is this, like a 1990s NES game or something? You should not die and then get sent all the way back to the beginning and have no choice in order to get back. Oh, walk through the whole thing again, idiot. It's asinine. Why did you lock fast travel, guys? Why did you do that? But it's not just fast travel. The other major part of the game, as with Voxlblade, is crafting new equipment so you can get stronger and engage with more powerful enemies, because that's literally the only thing that you could be doing in this game. It doesn't have anything else. So okay, we want to get stronger, we want to craft new equipment, so we jump over to our crafting menu and level lock, level lock, level lock, level lock. It's all level locked! There's like nothing on here that isn't level locked. I can make like 5 things. And here's the best part about this, right? So you have all this stupid fucking equipment that's all level locked behind all of this nonsense. But if I go into the first cave directly in front of you right at the start of the game and just ignore all the enemies because you don't need to fight them because they'll never catch you because this game is fantastic, and you just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, you can get to this area where you can get a whole bunch of gemstones. You know, you can grind it out because for some reason, the gemstones, there's just one pickaxe, the default pickaxe. Maybe there's more pickaxes, but you don't need one. You can use the default pickaxe to mine this stuff that's clearly out of your wheelhouse, but you can't use any of it because everything's f***ing level locked. Why didn't they just make different tiers of pickaxes so you couldn't do this? Or alternatively, why didn't they just make it so not everything is level locked? Well, I'll tell you why. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have a game. Because this is all there is. And in 5 minutes, if you could just go straight into the cave, go all the way to the bottom and get endgame gear or close to it, then there wouldn't be a video game. It makes absolutely 0 sense. This game is just a complete cluster disaster. And so, you know what? You get all the gear, you know, and you want to fight people. So what about the combat in this game? Is the combat any good? Of course it's not. Now, in fairness, it does have some mechanics. So this isn't like a Sakura stand situation where the combat doesn't have any mechanics. It does, they're just not very good. You can attack, do a special attack with right click, dash, block, and well, that's about it. While bare bones, those are mechanics and I won't complain about that. The problem is the way that they handle their health system, which I'll be getting to in a minute, and the fact that the controls don't work. Yeah, the controls don't work. So there's a block buffer in the game, thank God. So if you start attacking something and then you hold F while in the end leg of the attack, you'll block immediately. Now I say there's a block buffer in the game, but there's also kind of not, because sometimes it just doesn't work at all. Yeah, for whatever reason, there are specific attacks that you can do where you can attack and then hold F and nothing happens. Presumably the input has been eaten and yeah, you're just screwed. Fantastic. There's no way. There's just no way that you're going to tell me that the people who made this played their own game, because if they did, there's no way that they wouldn't have noticed this. It's impossible. That, or they did notice it and they were just so lazy that they were like, you know what? We can't be bothered to fix that. Let's just hope that nobody noticed. Well, I noticed, guys. And that's a problem. When your game literally doesn't work right from the first 2 minutes of playing it, you're probably on a bad start. Now that being said, when fighting against enemies, it almost doesn't matter that your block buffer doesn't work because blocking in of itself is the wrong option most of the time. Blocking attacks doesn't fully block the attack. In of itself, not a horrible thing. It reduces the damage taken, plenty of games do this, whatever. The problem is the fact that if you block an attack, you take damage, and damage has no way of being healed. You gotta be f***ing kidding me. Okay, so it doesn't have no way of being healed. If you go to a town or you find a campfire out in the wild, then you can heal yourself. See, if you sit at a campfire, you get health, and if you sleep in a bed in an inn, you get health. But let me stress this, sleep in a bed at an inn. Not just any bed. Oh no, it better be in an inn, because if it's not, go f*** yourself. Just watch this gameplay of me trying to find a bed in order to sleep in order to get my health back, and tell me that this was a good design decision. I dare you. Why, in God's name, did they not make it so that way you could just sleep in a bed to get your health back? Or alternatively, maybe don't litter the towns with beds that you can't use while on death's door. It is, quite simply put, infuriating, and I can't fathom how they thought this was a good idea. The no health regen at all is already a red flag, but the no health regen at all, and it's a pain in the ass to actually find anything to heal yourself, is double the red flag. Oh, you know what? Maybe they wanted you to fast travel back to somewhere where you could heal yourself. If I had a fast travel, but the game level locked it. Anyways, we got way off track. Combat in the game boils down to attack enemy, avoid attacks, which generally speaking is very easy considering that all of the enemies appear to have a set attack pattern that they never deviate from, which means that they use these same attacks in the same order over and over and over and over again. No RNG, no randomness to it, it's always the same. You guys, you can't be serious. Guys, if you have the enemy attack pattern the same every single time, then it takes like 2 encounters with it to figure out exactly how to kill it. How did you think this was a good idea? How? And so what it ends up boiling down to is you run up to the enemy, you attack it 3 times, it uses an attack, you avoid it, wait, attack it 3 times, use an attack, avoid, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. It's the same thing against like every enemy, because newsflash, when it's the same exact attacks in the same exact order, it doesn't goddamn matter. It's just a train wreck. The whole game is a train wreck, and I should have quit. I should have quit right from the get-go, and I almost did. 15 minutes in, I was like, this is a disaster. Maybe I should just quit. What is even the point? But somebody recommended this to me, and if I've already started, I've got to see it through, no matter how much I don't want to. But the real point where I decided to call it quits, and I'm like, there's just no way I can play this anymore, because the developers can't be bothered, so I can't be bothered. Here is a quest you can't complete. I can't top this. I don't think I can ever top this. In any game I've played, they put a quest in and you can't complete it, and they know you can't complete it, and they tell you you can't complete it. So why is it here, guys? the enemy doesn't exist for this quest, but you can take the quest that you can't finish. Just, no, I'm done. Don't send me stuff like this. Please don't send me stuff like this. Cause I don't need this. This is like some niche game with like 300 people playing it. Sure, too many, but like, there's nothing good here. So why would I wanna play this? We're done. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, do stuff like that. If you didn't, don't. And with all that being said, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.